Hello, Bilishkavava here with another video, and today I want to talk about Star Wars The Last Jedi. So, this is my review, or not really a review, my thoughts on Star Wars The Last Jedi. I will be going into spoilers, so right now, get out of here. If you haven't seen the movie, if you plan to watch the movie, get out of here, because I'm going to be spoiling some plots, some critique that I have about this. This is not really a review, it's just my thoughts. I did this with the Force Awakens, and I thought I'd just do this because I have a lot of feelings about this movie, so I want to get into it. So firstly, I want to say that I watched this with a couple of friends. We went to the cinemas. I watched it normal, not 3D. This is a normal review. And the first thing I did when I came out was I had to rush to the toilet. That was the first thing I had to do. I had to rush to the toilet because the movie was extremely long. It felt extremely long to me. And it was weird because when I finished thinking about it, the movie was so long. It felt super long, super dragged on, yet short at the same time. So it's a weird phenomenon. It feels super long, like the movie was just too long, yet it feels like it was too short. It feels like it was too short to me. Unlike Force Awakens, where I actually enjoyed Force Awakens, I think that was a good movie. I enjoyed it 100%. I liked the twist with Han Solo dying. That was all good. This one just felt super long, and I think the problem is, when I broke it down and started thinking about it was really long in the bits that were boring and dragging on. Those bits were super long, and the bits that we really wanted to get information on, that I was hungry, that I wanted to know more about, was super short. So an example is that Finn and this new character Rose, they have to go to this planet. They went to this casino planet. I'm pretty sure you've heard about this. You've heard people talk about this already. But they go to this casino planet because they need a code breaker to get into the Snoke's ship, because they're tracking the rebels through light speed, because Snoke's ship can do that. So they need a code breaker. And they go on this side quest, this side mission, and the movie keeps cutting back to the side mission. And this side mission is terrible. It's super long, it's full CGI, it reminds me of the prequels. It's the prequels again. It's all CGI, and it amounts to nothing. It amounts to literally nothing. They find a codebreaker, they get caught out, the codebreaker sells them out, and they shoot down the rebels. So it was completely pointless. And it all comes back down to the whole overarching theme of this movie, or the main plot line is the rebels are dying, they've run out of fuel, and the First Order is chasing them down. And it's a really, really slow chase, because for some bizarre reason, the First Order doesn't have any more ships, and they can't close this gap. There's like a gap. They can't speed up, they can't light speed out and then light speed back in closer to them, so they can't shoot and break their shield, so they're just slowly following them until the rebels run out of gas, so they can bombard them and destroy it. It's a completely nonsense plot. It just doesn't make any sense. You tell me the First Order doesn't have any other ships, they can't call anyone in, they can't teleport, light speed out, light speed back in, nothing. So that straight away is a huge plot hole. And then what happens is slowly they start dying off because the ships start being bombarded and they're running out of fuel. And this new woman that's in charge, Holdor doesn't tell Poe what's the plan. So Poe's like, what's the plan? We're all dying. What's going to happen? And she's like, I'm not telling you the plan. So she doesn't tell Poe the plan. So Poe tells Finn and this new character, Rose, to go to the planet to find a code breaker so they can break the code so Snoke can't follow them through light speed. But then it turns out Holdor had a plan all this time. She was secretly evacuating the people in little ships onto a salt planet where they could hide out. So why not just tell Poe that? If you would have just told Poe, and I don't buy this thing, like Poe was a low rank because he got demoted by Princess Leia, so General Leia, so because he was a low rank she wouldn't tell him. Poe's actually really famous. He saved Starkiller Base, he destroyed it. So everyone knows who Poe is. Just tell Poe the plan. Poe says, okay, even when Poe mutinies, Immunities with a gun facing Holdor. Holdor still won't tell the plan. So I don't understand any of that. Because if she tells him the plan, Finn and Rose they don't have to go to that casino planet. The movie's cut down by half, by at least 30 minutes. And we don't get the boring casino planet CGI fest. So that's a massive plot hole with Holdor not just telling Poe the plan, and then Princess Leia, when she wakes up from a coma, tells Poe the plan. Why didn't Holdor just give him the plan? It makes no sense. It makes no sense. There's such big plot holes in this. Princess Leia, General Leia, she can now use the Force. She gets shot out of the cockpit. General Akbar, the guy that says it's a trap, dies. She gets shot out and then uses the Force to pull herself back in like Mary Poppins. Looked ridiculous. I don't know what the hell that was. It would have been better if she would have just died off, because Carrie Fisher, of course, rest in peace, died. Just kill off the character. No, she force pulls herself back in like a Mary Poppins flying Superman in. That's just ridiculous. It's just funny to look at, but it's not really a problem. It's just funny to look at. It confirms that General Leia, Princess Leia, has the Force powers. But I think we already kind of knew that. We've never seen her use it, but we kind of knew it. Snoke gets killed in this movie. Now, I know a lot of people are very sad that Snoke got killed. I don't care if they killed off Snoke. You can kill off Snoke. But give us more about Snoke. Give us less Casino Planet stuff and more Snoke, Rey, Kylo. This is what I like. I like Kylo Ren. I like Rey. I like Luke Skywalker, and I like Snoke. I like those parts of the movie. Rose, the new girl, Rose, Finn, the Poe, the chasing down, the thing, that whole subplot, that whole main plot subplot, that was shit. I'll freely admit, that was boring shit. We didn't have to keep cutting back. Look, they're in the casino planet. Look, there's some weird things. Look, there's an animal there that has it's a horse, but it has a human face on it. We don't need that thing. That's just there to sell toys and CGI. I hated that bit. Cut off that bit and the movie straight away becomes 100% better. So they kill off Snoke, and the problem with that is that kill off Snoke without explaining anything. And Snoke, we don't know anything about Snoke. He just died. Okay, who cares? We don't need to know what happened to him. He died. Who gives a crap? The problem is the way that he dies. The way that he dies is so shit. Because if he would have died in an epic lightsaber duel, or like a Force duel with Rey, and Rey kills her, or Kylo kills him, like with a stab in the back or something like that, it would have been cool. But basically what we see is that Kylo manipulates a lightsaber right next to Snoke and stabs him in the back with it and then cuts him in half. Snoke had so much power, yet he couldn't hear a metal object rattling beside him. So I guess he was really old, he couldn't hear, he was deaf. I guess he needed some hearing aids or something because he couldn't hear metal scraping right next to him as it cuts him. I don't get that. I think it's fine to kill off Snoke. Kill off Snoke. There's no problem with killing off Snoke. But give us a cool fight as you kill him. We get a cool fight with the Praetorian Guards, but even that's not as cool as if it was actually Snoke, killing Snoke in a cool fight. Another problem I have is when Luke is training Rey, and he doesn't actually really train her, but she's using a whole lot of Force. She now knows how to use the Force 100%, because now they explain that the Force, whenever like a good person, a light side rises, the dark side has to rise to match it. And whenever the dark side rises, the light side has to rise to match it. So that's how they explain it now. So Rey is just getting stronger and stronger and stronger to match the dark side, which is Kylo Ren. Okay, whatever, it's a new thing. The problem with it is that Luke, while training her, she lifts some rocks and some stuff, and she goes straight to the dark side. And Luke is like, you went straight to the dark side. You didn't even try to fight it. So she's got dark side tendencies in her. Okay, that's cool. Let's explore that. When she goes and meets Kylo Ren and she's trying to push him to the good side, he then tries to push her to the dark side. And she 100% refuses. So what was the dark side tendencies that she had? It would have been so cool if she would have gone to the dark side. And let's say Kylo Ren managed to bring Rey into the dark side. And then Rey and Kylo Ren both fought Snoke, killed Snoke. And now they're both fighting each other to see who will rule. and they're both on the evil side. Something like that. That would have been courageous. That would have been something unbelievable. I see reviewers saying they took such a different direction. I see no different direction here. They killed off the main villain who did nothing, so he wasn't even the main villain. He did nothing. Snoke did nothing. He didn't even see a lightsaber rattling on him, a metal right next to him. He was deaf. So that's not really revolutionary. What would have been revolutionary is Rey go to the dark side, and then we have two dark side people, Kylo Ren and Rey, both fighting each other to see who will rule the First Order. That would have been revolutionary. And now I want to get to probably the most disappointing thing. The thing that annoyed me the most. And that is Luke Skywalker. Now, I want to preface this. I'm not talking about Mark Hamill acting as Luke Skywalker. I think he did a good job as Luke Skywalker. I have no problem with Mark Hamill acting as Luke Skywalker. The problem I have is what they did with the character. Okay? They wanted to show that Luke was flawed. Okay. They wanted to show that Luke was broken. Okay. I got no problem with that. They wanted to show Luke milking a sea cow and drinking its milk. I don't understand. Another thing with this movie is a whole bunch of comedians. It's all jokes. I don't know why. So many jokes. There's a bit where he's just milking a CGI cow, which is like a sea walrus, and he's milking the tit, and he's drinking the blue milk, and then the sea cow looks back at Rey and like nods like, hey, you want some of these tits? I don't know what's going on there. That whole bit is just like, why is that there? I don't know. But I guess it's a callback because it's blue milk. So it's a callback to A New Hope. I don't know. I don't like what they did with Luke Skywalker. Not that he force projected himself to the other side of the world to, use a hologram when he went up against Kylo Ren. It wasn't really him. And then he died because of the exertion. I don't have a problem with that. My problem is one massive problem that I have. It is told in this movie how Kylo Ren became Kylo Ren. How Ben Solo turned to the dark side. And it is because Luke Skywalker tried to kill him. Okay? Flat out, he tried to kill him. Now we see 3 parts of this story and we see it cut back and forth. But then once we have the whole information, it basically turns out that Luke Skywalker saw in Ben Solo, he had dark side tendencies in him. That he had, Snoke was in his mind and doing evil. And instead of Luke trying to bring something good out of him, Luke actually went to the hut where Kylo Ren was sleeping, thought, I'm going to kill him, pulled out his lightsaber, not just thought about it, but actually pulled out his lightsaber to strike down Ben Solo. And then Ben Solo woke up, looked up, and then Luke thought, oh man, I shouldn't be killing my nephew, my sister's son. And then Kylo Ren brought the hut down, and that's why Kylo Ren became Kylo Ren. Ben Solo became Kylo Ren. I don't want to say something, but if I'm sleeping in my bed, it's 3 in the morning, and I wake up, and there's someone standing over me, someone that I know, my friend, whatever. He's standing over me with a knife, and he's breathing heavily, and he's standing over me with a knife. And he's like, well, I thought about killing you. You bet your ass I don't never want to talk to that person again. I don't want that person ever near me again. So what the hell? Luke went to actually kill Kylo Ren? And not just think about it. Let's say he just thought about it. He didn't just think about it. He went to the hut at night and pulled out his lightsaber to kill Ben Solo, who then became Kylo Ren. This is Luke Skywalker. The guy that wouldn't kill Darth Vader, wouldn't kill his dad. The guy that refused to fight. He got electrocuted by the Emperor and refused to fight and kill Darth Vader. He saw good in the evilest person in the world, which was his dad. Yet this is the same guy that just randomly thinks, man, I gotta kill my nephew. Nothing can be done. Gotta kill my nephew, man. His sister's son, best friend and sister's son, is put in Luke Skywalker's school to learn to be a Jedi. Okay, that's the trust that his sister and best friend put in Luke. Teach him to be a Jedi. And the minute he shows dark side tendency, it's not like Luke thought, let's get the parents involved. Let's get Leia, my sister. Let's get Han Solo, his dad, my best friend. Let's talk about him. Let's show him the good side. No, the first thing he thought was, he's got evil dark side tendencies. Like his grandpa, my father, Darth Vader, Anakin. You know what? I'm just going to kill him. I'm not just going to think that I'm going to kill him, but I'm actually going to go to the hut at night, pull out my lightsaber and kill him. No wonder Kylo Ren hates him. No wonder. He tried to kill Kylo Ren. He tried to kill his sister's son. I don't buy that. The minute I saw that, I straight away checked out. I'm like, that's not Luke. Luke Skywalker would never be like that. Luke Skywalker, even if he's broken, he would be broken now. But at that time, he's running his Jedi school. Why is he going to kill his nephew? He's not going to try and redeem his nephew like he did his dad. It just broke down. That bit there completely broke down this movie for me. Completely broke it down. And I know I'm going to get hate for this. I love Star Wars. Lots of people love Star Wars. I love the Force Awakens. I love the original trilogy. I don't mind the prequels. The prequels are okay. They're not very good, but they're okay. They're watchable. And at least they don't fuck with Luke Skywalker's canon and fuck with the good stuff, because they're prequels. I guess they fuck a little bit with Darth Vader, but still, I 100% believe that in 10 years' time, like the prequels, we will look back at this movie and it will be judged at the same level as the prequels. And not as all the prequels. Revenge of the Sith will be viewed as a better movie than The Last Jedi. Revenge of the Sith, Episode 3, will be viewed as a better movie than Episode 8. Give it time. Right now, people are so hyped on it. Visually, it looks amazing. The visuals are amazing. Right now, the visuals and the hype are blinding people. Give it 10 years, like the prequels. Give it 10 years. 2027. Go back, watch The Last Jedi, when the visuals don't look as nice anymore, and the hype's gone, and we're already at Star Wars Episode 22. We will look back at this movie and we'll say, this is at the same level as the first two prequel movies. And the third prequel movie is better than this movie. Controversial thought, but I just think this movie had too much of the boring casino planet, which wasn't good, too much of cutting back and forth between these two things. The main plot line is basically a slow chase. The subplot of Finn was just something to get Finn to do, which amounted to nothing. Holdor could have just told Poe what the plan was, and then none of that would have to happen. And then the Rey, Kylo Ren, Luke Skywalker, Snoke, that's good, but what they did with Luke Skywalker is terrible. And killing off Snoke, okay, kill off Snoke, but have it be a cool fight, and have some originality. Have Rey turn to the dark side. Have two dark side trying to fight each other to rule the First Order. Something original. Post down in the comment sections what you think of Star Wars The Last Jedi. A little bit different from my Magic videos usually, and my card game videos and my video, but I had to do this because I'm a huge Star Wars fan. I know this is going to be controversial. I know a lot of people are going to hate this, but I just have to get these thoughts out. So please post down in the comment sections what you think of Star Wars The Last Jedi. Posting new videos every 2 days or every day. Depends if I have stuff to talk about, which currently I have a lot to talk about. So that's about it. Waiting for the hate to come, which is definitely going to come. Bilishka Vava. Out.